Diddly-diddly-diddly-do. Welcome 5E to the moment you've all been waiting for. Yes, it's the big reveal of the answers to this week's quiz. Now, I asked both cats to be my glamorous assistants today in revealing the answers. However, they both looked very unimpressed and trotted off for a nap elsewhere. So unfortunately, you are just stuck with me. Hopefully, before you start this video, you have had a go at this week's quiz. If you haven't, stop. What are you doing? Get out of here. Go and have a go. Then when you're ready, come back and I'll go through. If you're ready, let's do this. Round one. Right. So, round one was your maths round. Okay. So firstly, there was a sentence to helping you find area, and you could have filled that with width times length. I will also accept width times height, or even, do you know what, length times height, we'll take that as well. So if you've got any of those combinations, you get uno puntio. Now the next one, so how many different rectangles can you draw that have an area of 24 centimetres squared with the tiniest 2 in the air you could ever possibly see? 1 point per correct rectangle. Now hopefully you linked this, your understanding of how we find area, to our factor pairs for 24, and you could have come up with any pair of numbers that multiply together to get 24. So I put some down here: 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. You could have obviously had any of those the other way round as well, and also if you'd had something like 0.5 times 48, or I don't know, 0.3 times 80. I don't know how inventive you guys got. However many you got, each correct pair gets a point. If you're not sure whether sum is correct, then just let me know, okay? Right, so a total, well, lots of points available there, okay? So, if you're ready, let's move on to round two. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Right, round two was your English round, okay? So, it says, can you underline the expanded noun phrase in the sentence? Well, rather helpfully, I haven't underlined it. I've just coloured it purple. I've noticed that now. Hopefully, you can spot which part it is. It was the desolate, fiery wasteland with huge caverns of despair. Now, all of that is the expanded noun phrase, so you do need all of it underlined to get to the point there, I'm afraid. For the next question, so an example of expanded noun phrase. Now, again, there are endless possibilities here. So I've just put an example there because you did need to include a prepositional phrase. Now, if you remember, a prepositional phrase tells you where something is. We use them in iSpace, but we can also use them to extend our expanded noun phrase. So, for example, here, the desolate, fiery wasteland in the land of Tartarus. I've got something there that tells me where it was, okay? So if you're not sure, send me through your example, I can mark it. But yeah, basically, if you've added something onto your expanded noun phrase, any expanded noun phrase that tells you where it is, then that should give you your pointio, okay? Name 3 features of an explanation text. For this, you could have had any of the 3 on there. Again, I was thinking back to when we did our lesson where we explored the features of the explanation text. Hopefully you remembered kind of highlighting and colour coding some of those. That should have helped you out. If there's any examples you think that I have missed off that you think are correct, again, send them through to me. I'll be the judge of that. Okay, but for each correct answer, there is a point available there. So I believe that's a total of 5 points available for round 2. Okay, are we ready to move on to round 3? I hope you are, especially after that particularly peculiar introduction for it. Right, so this focused on science and history. No, it didn't. It focused on geography and history. I'm lying. What a nightmare. Firstly, what was a Greek soldier called? They were called a hoplite. That was the name for foot soldiers. And in terms of the equipment they would have had, you could have had any of these. So greaves, breastplate, spear, sword, shield, helmet. Those are the traditional ones. If there are any that you think I've missed off there that you got, just let me know. There is a point available for the Greek soldier, the hoplite, sorry. And then there's 2 points available if you got any of those 2 pieces of equipment. All right. Now our geography, not science, although let's be honest, we've got a cross-curricular. There's links between it all. So maybe I was just trying to be really clever when I did it. I don't know. What's the difference between a human feature and a physical feature? Well, quite simply, a human feature is something that is man-made, okay? So somebody has created it. So, for example, you've got a road, whereas a physical feature is something on the earth that is naturally occurring, okay? It's nothing to do with humans. It's been naturally formed, perhaps over time. So, for example, you've got a cliff there, okay? If your definition is around about the same for those, you get a point for each definition, or for if you've done a comparison between the two, okay? And then in terms of the 3 physical features of Greece, well, again, there's probably multiple answers you could have here, but I was thinking back to our geography lesson we did on the physical features of Greece, where we learned that about 80% of Greece was mountainous. We learned that it was on a peninsula, which means it's almost entirely surrounded by water. We learned that there were many islands, thousands in fact, and we learned that they had fertile, although it was dry land. So again, if you've got any of those, you get a maximum of up to 3 points. Again, if you think that you've got one that I haven't written, that's very possible. The quiz master-Rooney does not always know all the answers. So, yeah, basically, check those. If you've got an extra one, send it through to me and I'll let you know my verdict. All right? And now it's time. The final round, the final countdown. We're ready to rock and roll. All right, so round 4, our bonus round. Did you get the name of our Christmas performance song? I so hope you did. I also hope you've been blaring this out at full volume at home. It's Merry Christmas, Everyone by Shakin' Stevens. You can get a point for the name, a point for the artist, and I'm feeling super generous. Any line from it, obviously I couldn't include all of them. Perhaps you can ask your parent to check and see if your line was correct. If it was, then you get a Brucey bonus extra point for that. All right. And this final one, these ones always give me a headache. So I'm hoping I've got this right here. We'll talk it through. So we got, when Grant was 8, his brother was half his age. Now Grant is 14. How old is his brother? Well, if you were tempted to go, aha, he's half his age, he's 7, don't worry. You are probably not alone. That was my instinct too. However, worked backwards. So if Grant was 8, his brother was half his age. His brother was 4 when Grant was 8. His brother was 4 years younger. Okay. Now Grant is 14. How old is his brother? Well, Grant is 14. That's 6 years older than 8. So I did the same. I added 6 years to his brother's age. 6 add 4 equals 10. His brother is 10 years old. Okay. Maybe you guys found that really easy. For me, it gave me a little workout there. Anyway, hopefully you've had a chance now to work out your score, calculate it. I'm just going to do kind of a final 15-second dance while you tot up your scores, and then I'll do kind of a final announcement after that. So, tot up the scores, tot up the scores. What have you got? Is it a top score? Okay, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Really don't know why that solo happened there. I'd like to apologise on behalf of myself and everyone involved at Quizmania here. Okay, hopefully you've done your scores. Well done, whatever you got. There were some tricky ones there. And also, it's been a little while since we learned about those things in the classroom now, hasn't it? Congratulations. If you want to email me your scores, you are very welcome to. And if not, I will be seeing you hopefully very soon. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye. Are you still there? If you're still there, it means you've unlocked Mrs. Elmore's bonus round. You get 5 extra points just for being here, my friends. 5 extra points. Add them on. Well done if you didn't switch the video off straight away. Right, I'll see you very soon. This is the end for real this time. Bye, guys.